Good day. In my live demo for today, on presentation of the CRM solution for Far Eastern New Century, I will be covering on the lead management, customer 360 and sales manager reporting. So I will be beginning my CRM by showing you the online customer registration. There is two ways that customer lead or prospect can be registered in NetSuite. They have leads and contacts can be registered via the forms in NetSuite, or we can also link them to the online customer registration form that can be linked with NetSuite and also capture the details that you would like to in for NetSuite system. So I would start with the generation on the online customer registration form for lead. So I've already filled up I've created this online customer registration form for the purpose to show you that you can also generate leads from your contact us from in the website of your company. By using this online customer registration form, you can get the contact details what the sales team would need to proceed from the lead to gain a prospect or an opportunity. The company name, first name, last name, the phone numbers if interested. You can provide it over there. Street addresses, city, state, province, zip code, country, company size, annual revenue, industry stripe, and how do you hear about us. This is the entire generation for a lead and covers most of the information that currently Far Eastern New Century is lacking to address. So with this, I would submit this registration form and we can see that upon submission, this particular customer will be registered in NetSuite. So as you can see, the online customer registration form where we have registered this customer is now currently in the system. So we can generate leads by two ways. Is either to insert the details in the NetSuite form, lead form to generate, or you can always create an online customer registration folder and embed it into the website of your company. So here we can view that the lead information is captured from the online registration form. It is captured also in this form, in fields specifically, in the fields that are specific. So in the communication tab, you can see on the messages information, activities information, files, and user note. Currently there aren't any yet. But in the messages, you can be able to set email, attach letter, PDF or fax and view the history of the communication between the client and the salesperson. On the other hand, you could also view the activities where task or new phone call schedule for the customer can be made or event, and also viewing the history of the entire activity between the salesperson and the customer can be captured. Files to attach any existing files such as promotion data or marketing data that is used for the client or lead, and any user notes that you wish to include. In this activity, I would like to actually key in a new phone call. So the following will be a standard phone call form and I would call this as a lead generation, and then the date to be complete this will be on the similar day, and we can reserve a time as well. And when you see the time, if there's event conflicting, we have an update to show you that there is an event conflict with the time that I've selected. So I'll put this in the morning. So I've set it into 9 a.m. and it's going to be a scheduled phone call, and me, my organizing name, The end time will be expected to be at 10 as we have reminders as such. We can put the reminder type by browser or email if needed. Also, on how many minutes do you require it. We can write the messages that we require. Related records to record the company's contacts if it's available. You would like to put it over there. And the availability of yourself between the Netscape company lead and also yourself. So this you can help to manage your time over here for the scheduled phone call. Communication can help you attach files that you would like to discuss with the lead and also user notes if required. There is also time tracking for each of the duration and what are the service items that we've discussed and also on these related records can be also presented here. So after I save the scheduled phone call, you can see that this line item has been generated and the mark is has been completed as the date has already gone on. Let me show you how can we see that in the calendar. So in my phone call and my calendar, you could see the scheduled phone call for the lead generation, which is 9 to 10 a.m. And we can drill down this information to all the other information related to this phone call, scheduled phone call, right? Next thing I would like to show you is the customer dashboard. So let me change to a US sales rep. On the customer dashboard, I would select one company. Okay. Upon selecting this customer dashboard, you could see the customer's 360-degree view in this customer dashboard. So in the customer dashboard, you could see the information of the customer as a overall in the pane here in the portlets. There are top 5 items by sales made for this customer, the key performance indicator for the customer itself specifically, and other dashboard links that may lead you on one click on linking you to the pages in one click. The following will be also the transaction types that has been made for these customers and the statuses. These also will be the phone activities of that has take place with this customer by the salesperson. Now I will be changing my position to a sales manager. As a sales manager for Far Eastern New Century, you would like to have a full visibility into your team's activities using real-time matrices, KPI, and keep up-to-date new opportunities by month or by day to track those new KPIs and also performance indicator and also identify new opportunities whether it's by the sales. You would also notice that you'll be able to also track on the sales going up or down as well as keeping track of your top 5 sales rep by the sales generated by them. There is also reports that can be drilled down, printed in Excel, Word, PDF, or email schedules. So, as a sales manager, this will be the dashboard that Far Eastern New Century Sales Manager will be viewing. We will be able to see the recent records that we have visited, the settings for each for the setting portlets to set up all the necessary preferences, and the calendar specifically for the sales manager itself and on the agenda marked for the particular date. These will be also able to this Spotlight will be able to help you to manage your top 15 sales rep by the sales given to them. There is also task dashboards for you to see what has been or still task statuses can be measured over here. There are also shortcuts where you can go in just one click to the following preferences that pages over here to view the necessary reports or shortcuts from there. The following will be also the KPI indicator which you would want to know about your team new lead, the forecast, quotas, total open quotes, and also the team sales. So from here, I will be taking to you to show you a report on the team sales. Now here we can also view the graphs right away over here. Otherwise, you could be also specific to view the following. So this will be the following for the sales by the customer summary. You could view the details in a more specific type where invoices generated, the total revenue generated, and what are the memos written. You can print this report in generated by Excel, PDF, email or Word. We can schedule also emails to send to you this report bi-weekly or specific timings for in your email. All in all, this will be the useful way of using the CRM by a sales rep or sales manager for the Far Eastern New Century. Next, I would like to present to you on demand planning. For this, I need a role for US purchasing and inventory manager for Far Eastern New Century. So in plan to pay, this will be the plan to pay visual flow. Isn't similar to that, I will be demonstrating to you today on the item planning parameters, demand plan generation, and also supply plan generation. These will help Far Eastern New Century to mitigate the problems that has been identified during the discovery. So let's start reviewing on the item 360 and the specific replenishment parameters. I will be searching using the global search for my inventory items. So we will be taking this inventory item. So this is an inventory item. For this item, we can define the replenishment method and also the reorder point and time base. I will show you those information here. So in the inventory subtab, you will be able to see the sales description, purchase description, and also the stock description, the purchase prices, transfer prices, and also in the inventory management, we will be able to notice that you can also set the replenishment methods and the reorder point and stock levels. For each location, we can define the lot sizing method, periods of supply, and supply type for demand source to be used in the time phase planning. So without any further ado, let me continue to the demand planning. In the calculate item demand plans, you can see that for each location, we can define lot sizing methods, periods of supply, supply type, and the demand source to be used in the time phase planning. With this, in demand planning, it can be based on use on the sales history. So, before I move further, right, let's see how we can use these replenishment parameters by calculating the item demand plans to generate an end-to-end demand planning. So firstly, I will choose a location here. And the projection method, I would choose sales forecast. And the projection interval will be for monthly. I am giving a projection duration for 2 months. I can select multiple items or one. In my case, I can select only one since I have only one item selected for now. And you can also select if there's an alternate source item, but I would like to continue with the default. So I will be submitting this calculate item demand plan. In this, you can already see that there are demand plans already existing. You can always choose to exist for the same item, whether you would like to override the current quantities or only calculated values that will be updated if you do not override, or you would like to override the current quantities. So I would like to override the current quantities. I will select submit. Right. Right after that, you could see that demand planning can be based on sales history, sales pipeline, depending on the projection method selected. NetSuite supports an auto calculation of the demand plan up to 12 months into the future, either weekly, monthly. That we can also consider up to 3 years to sales history in calculation of the demand plan. So, on the item demand plan, we can select our items or multiple items as well as the location you wish to plan for once the item demand plan is calculated. So I would go and look for my one. We will take this. So I'm going to view the item demand plan done for the Samsung Galaxy Note inventory item. So you can see there's a primary information on the subsidiary, the location that we have selected, and the item name, unit of measurement, and also the memo if you wish to put. The last calculated information will be on the projected method, which is the sales forecast, and the interval for monthly in a duration of 2 months. The projected start date will be on the 1st of November. There is also a historical analysis duration, which I said that you could calculate, auto calculations can be done in the demand plan up to 12 months, or also to be considered 3 years. As you can see, let me just hide my tab for recording to show you the full screen. As you can see, in the demand plan, in the item demand plan, there is a calculation monthly calculated for this and a predicament of the quantities that we can order in the upcoming sales. We can also edit this in manual. So over here, I would like to identify the sales to be 100. Now that we have said this item demand plan for Samsung Galaxy Note, next thing is once the demand plan is calculated, we can review the item demand plan. The demand plan allows for manual adjustment. We can plan by location, select either weekly or monthly to see the demand. Now that we have generated the demand plan for an item at a location and we understand how much we need in a specific week or a month, we can then generate an item supply plan. So here is the page to generate item supply plan. So here in the supply plan also, we can generate by location. We can select one or multiple items for a specific date range and when we want to calculate. So there's a start date and end date. Next, we will always consider all levels of the bill materials and plan for these levels accordingly. Once the item supply plan is generated, in the detail, the item then planned for what for was an inventory item. So you can see the supply plan is to be generated to purchase order. Let me submit. So while after we submit, now that we have an item supply plan, let me search for my item. So here will be the item supply plan. So you can see, review the information over here. That once the item supply plan is generated, details in the item that we planned for was an inventory item. So you can see the supply plan is to generate purchase order types. In this, To meet the demand, if this was an assembly item, NetSuite would suggest on work orders. Now that we know what our demand is, how are we going to get the supplies? And how are we going to get the supplies? It can be planned according to the order date and the recipient date. Here for the demands, we can look at our gross requirement inquiry. So in the gross requirement inquiry, by location, it can be by location and item. To see the details when the demand is and when the supply is going to come in to meet the demand when we generate the item supply plan. Next, we can go ahead and automatically create the purchase order in the plan status simply by checking the boxes and click submit. To purchase the item once again by location, by vendor and other parameters filters, we can see the item we need to replenish so that we can see the item to be replenished and create a purchase order in a single click. So the following will be the gross requirement inquiry, and we will be creating the next bill on the 1st of December. The item is for the 1st of December and the order date will be on the 17th onwards. With this, with this, I end my demo with a NetSuite key takeaways for the Far NetSuite Eastern New Company. We can replace the legacy system with more advanced business systems and set a platform for growth. These can improve visibility and streamline business processes. It's a scalable ERP in place, user-friendly, easier report to generate, and also analytical for improved decision making and consolidated reports are available in NetSuite. Thank you very much for your time. I hope this demo has projected you on my analysis and discovery for the solution of Far Eastern New Company. Once again, thank you for your time.